My name is Anthony, and for most of my life, I believe my family always wanted what was best for me. I trusted their judgment blindly, especially when it came to relationships. They warned me repeatedly about one woman, Isabella. They said she was trouble, a storm wrapped in a pretty smile, a woman with a past that would ruin my future. Every time her name came up, my mother sighed, my father frowned, and my sister shook her head as if Isabella was a shadow creeping toward our home. But the truth is, sometimes the people you're warned about are the ones who save you when no one else will. And sometimes the danger isn't the person. They are the only light you'll have in your darkest hour. The first time I met Isabella, it wasn't romantic at all. It was at my company's annual charity event. She wasn't dressed like the other women there, with their sparkling dresses and polite laughter. She wore a simple black outfit, her hair tied back, no makeup, except maybe a touch of eyeliner that made her eyes look sharper than they already were. She was working as a volunteer photographer, not even an official employee. She moved silently through the crowd, her camera clicking softly, her presence almost unnoticed. But I noticed. Something about her felt calm, yet mysterious, distant, yet strangely warm. When she smiled at someone, it felt genuine, not practiced like so many others in the event. My sister, Claire, saw me looking at her and whispered, "Stay away from that girl. She's not for you." I didn't understand why. Claire never judged people without reason, but she refused to tell me more. Later that night, after the event ended, I saw Isabella standing alone near the exit, staring at her camera screen. I approached her, mostly out of curiosity. "You take great photos," I said. She looked up at me, surprised that someone noticed the work. "Thank you," she replied quietly. There was something soft in her voice, something that made me want to hear her speak again. But she didn't stay. She packed her things and left quickly, as if she didn't belong in that world. I thought it was the last I'd see of her. I was wrong. 2 weeks later, she appeared again, this time outside the courthouse. She was standing alone on the library steps while I was coming out after filing some property documents for my father. She looked upset, tired, like she had fought a long battle and lost. I hesitated but walked to her. "Are you okay?" I asked. Her eyes lifted, and for a moment I saw something raw, something painful. "I'm fine," she lied. And then she left again. I couldn't stop thinking about her. The mystery wasn't romantic. It was human. There was something she was carrying inside her, something heavy. When I asked around, people told me rumors. She had problems with her family. She had lived alone since she was 19. She worked 2 jobs. She kept to herself. But none of that explained why my family disliked her. It wasn't until I asked my mother that I got an answer, though not a complete one. "That girl brings chaos," she said. "Don't get involved with her." But how could someone so quiet, so gentle, bring chaos? My mother refused to say more. My father simply said, "Not her, Anthony. Anyone but her." Anyone but her. That line bothered me. And so, maybe because I was stubborn, or maybe because something inside me felt drawn to her, I didn't listen. I found her again. Or maybe life placed her in my path again. It was rain in the evening. I saw her sitting outside a closed cafe, drenched, hugging her camera bag tightly. I pulled my car over and approached her. "You'll get sick if you stay out here," I said. She didn't lift her head at first. When she finally did, her eyes were red, as if she had been crying silently for hours. "Where would I go?" she whispered. Those 4 words shattered me. I offered her a ride, not knowing what else to do. Inside the car, she remained silent, staring out the window. After a long pause, she finally spoke. "Do you know what it feels like when the people who should protect you are the ones who destroy you?" Her voice trembled. I wanted to ask her what she meant, but something told me not to push. She needed space. I dropped her at a small apartment building that looked like it hadn't been repaired in decades. Before she went inside, she turned and said, "Thank you for not asking questions." "Anytime," I replied. That was the beginning. What followed was slow, quiet, unexpected. Our friendship grew like sunlight slipping through window blinds, soft, gentle, unnoticed until it warmed the whole room. She let me into her world slowly. She told me pieces of a story, never the whole thing at once. She had been raised by a stepfather who controlled everything, her money, her freedom, her choices. Her mother was too weak to protect her. When she turned 19, she left home with nothing but her camera. She spent years trying to build a life on her own. She said, "People think loneliness makes you strong, but sometimes it just makes you tired." I expected my family to accept her once they knew who she really was, but they didn't. They became harsher. My sister accused her of manipulating me. My father said she was pulling me away from them. My mother said Isabella would bring shame to our family. Shame? For what? For being hurt? For surviving? I confronted them, but got nowhere. The more they pushed me away from her, the more I found myself choosing her because she needed someone, and I couldn't watch her fight alone anymore. The turning point came the night everything in my life collapsed. My father had been hiding financial problems for years. Debts, lawsuits, unpaid taxes. Our family business was on the brink of bankruptcy. For months, he pretended everything was fine while the walls closed in. When the truth exploded, he broke down, screaming at everyone, blaming the world, blaming himself. My mother cried nonstop. My sister argued with everyone. Our entire home became a battlefield with no peace, no direction, no support. And yet, in the middle of all this chaos, the same chaos my family accused her of, Isabella became the only calm I had. She didn't run from me. She didn't judge me. She sat with me in silence when I felt like screaming. She held my hand when I felt like falling apart. She cooked for me when I forgot to eat. She listened to me when I had nothing left to say. One night when everything became too heavy for me to carry, I broke down. I confessed everything I've been holding back, my fear, my anger, my guilt, and she simply said, "You don't have to be strong every day, Anthony. Let someone else be strong for you too." No one had ever said that to me before. My family wanted me to be perfect. Isabella wanted me to be human. Days turned into weeks. My father's business collapsed completely. We lost our reputation, our wealth, our home. And when all our friends disappeared, when all our relatives stopped calling, when everyone who claimed to love us vanished, Isabella stayed. The woman my family warned me about was the only one who didn't leave, the only one who didn't judge, the only one who didn't blame me. She helped my mother find a job. She helped my father fill out legal documents. She helped my sister pack her belongings. She supported us more than my own blood relatives did. Slowly, painfully, my family began to see the truth. The danger wasn't Isabella. The danger was their pride. The shame wasn't in her past. The shame was in how they treated her. My mother apologized first. She cried, holding her hands, whispering, "I was wrong about you." My sister followed, asking for forgiveness. My father took longer, but eventually he admitted, "You saved my son." Life changed after that. Not instantly, not magically, but slowly, with patience and effort. I rebuilt my career from scratch. Isabella continued her photography and eventually opened her own small studio. And one day, under the soft sunset glow, I asked her the question I carried in my heart for years. "Will you let me be the person who protects you now?" She cried, her first real tears of happiness, and whispered, "Only if you let me protect you too." Today, she's my wife. My family loves her. They respect her. They thank her because they finally understood what I knew all along. Sometimes the person the world warns you about is the only person who will stand beside you when the world falls apart. And sometimes the woman everyone fears becomes the woman who saves your entire life.